Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to section 2, lesson 5. In section 2, we're covering diacritical marks. And in today's lesson, which is lesson 5, we're going to cover huroof-ul-leen. So let's get right into it. On the agenda today, we're going to do a quick review of the previous lesson. As usual, I'm going to ask you to do the warm-ups. And then we will do a quick review of the letter collections that we have been memorizing so far. I've decided to include them at the beginning of every lesson so that you will start to memorize them. These are letter collections that you should memorize so that if somebody asks you or if you need to remember what huroof-ul-leen or huroof-ul-halaqi are, you should know these. We're going to go into the meat of today's presentation, which is huroof-ul-leen, or what that means. And then we're going to continue spelling in Arabic, and basically today I'm going to give you some examples or some sample words with huroof-ul-leen. Finally, I'm going to suggest some exercises for you, and that will bring today's lesson to a conclusion. So let's get started. Okay, as a review of the previous lesson, what did we learn in the previous lesson? Whenever a movement or a haraka is followed by its long vowel equivalent, the movement must be elongated to two movements. This is called what? This is called natural elongation or mad tabi'i. So, which means that if a maftooha letter is followed by an alif, a madmuma letter is followed by a waaw, a maksura letter is followed by a ya, specifically alif sukoon, waaw sukoon, and ya sukoon, then that movement must be elongated to two movements. And this is called natural elongation or mad tabi'i. And the three mad letters are alif, waaw, and ya. And there are two ways of writing the mad letters in the Quran that we discussed. We discussed this in the previous lesson. With sukoon or sakina, we will go into details of what a sukoon is in not the next lesson, but the lesson after that. But whenever a letter has a sukoon on it, we call that letter a sakina letter. And saghira is the second way of writing the mad letters, or in the small script, which was section 2, lesson 3. So we learned the saghira letters, or the small script letters, the alif saghira, the waaw saghira, and the ya saghira, and how they're written in the Quran. So those are the two ways in which the mad letters are written in the Quran. So what are the mad letters? The three mad letters are alif, waaw, and ya. And whenever a maftooha letter is followed by an alif sukoon, it must be extended to two movements. A madmuma letter is followed by a waaw sukoon, it must be extended to two movements. And a maksura letter is followed by a ya sukoon, it must be extended to two movements. So let's do a quick review. In the first column that we have here, we have the short vowel. So we have ba fatha ba. So this is a ba fatha. But when that ba fatha is then followed by an alif sukoon, we have to say ba fatha alif sukoon ba. We have to extend this ba fatha to ba. So this is ba fatha ba, just a quick ba, but this is ba fatha alif sukoon ba. So this is ba and this is ba versus ba. Similarly, this is ba dhamma bu, but this is ba dhamma waaw sukoon bu. This is bu and this is bu. Ba dhamma bu, ba dhamma waaw sukoon bu. Bu, 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 bu. Similarly, ba kasra bi, ba kasra ya sukoon bi. Ba kasra bi, ba kasra ya sukoon bi. Bi versus bi. Bi. So two movements. Whenever a kasra is followed by a ya sukoon, a dhamma is followed by a waaw sukoon, a fatha is followed by an alif sukoon. So this is what we learned in the previous lesson. Another thing to remember is to do your warm-ups. Please watch the warm-ups video. I'll keep a link to the warm-ups video as part of this video. Don't skip. Those warm-ups are important. And as I am giving you more and more lessons, you're probably starting to realize more and more why the warm-ups are important. Okay. We have learned a bunch of letter collections so far, and I have added one more letter collection that I'm going to ask you to memorize. I asked you to remember the throat letters. Today I'm going to add one more, which are the lip letters. And we have also been covering the tafkhim letters, which are letters that are always heavy, and idgham letters, which are just the detailed description of idgham and what that means is going to come, but the letters are what the idgham letters are. I've asked you to memorize those, and what the mud letter are, the three mud letters that we covered in the previous lesson. So let's review those. The throat letters are hamza ha, ain ha, ghain kha. So hamza ha, ain ha, ghain kha are the throat letters. And today we're introducing a new letter collection called the lip letters, or the point of articulation. Basically, this is where the sound comes from, where the words are articulated from. These are called lip letters, and are fa, waaw, ba, and mim. Fa, waaw, ba, and mim. Those are the lip letters. Next, we have the tafkhim letters, which are, think about it, صاد, ضاد, طا, ظا, غين, خا, and قاف. Remember these? صاد, ضاد, طا, ظا, غين, خا, and قاف. Those are the tafkhim letters. Okay, so next we have the idgham letters. And the idgham letters can be remembered by the following word, or I believe it's called a mnemonic in English, I'm not sure. And it's yarmaloon. Ya, ra, mim, lam, waw, noon. Yarmaloon. Those 6 letters are the idgham letters. And the 3 mud letters that we learned last time were alif, waw, and ya. So these are some of the letter collections that we're going to review over and over again at the beginning of each of our lesson videos so that you start to memorize them. Okay, on to today's lesson. Huroof-ul-leen. What is the meaning of the word leen? The meaning of the word leen, it means either soft or light. And whenever a maftooha letter, or a letter with a fatha on it, is followed by a waaw sukoon or a ya sukoon, then there is a slight bit or a soft elongation that is added to it. And we will go into that in just a second, a little bit more detail in just a second of what that means. But just remember this, whenever a letter with a fatha on it, or a maftooha letter, is followed by either a waaw sukoon or a ya sukoon, then there is a slight bit of a soft elongation after it, and that is called that's called huroof-ul-leen. So this elongation is the reason that you will find huroof-ul-leen in the mud lesson in qaida noorania. That slight or soft elongation is the reason that you will find that in the mud lesson. Mud lesson is all about elongation, right? So the huroof-ul-leen, or the slight elongation letters, are also part of the mud lesson in the qaida noorania. But in this case, the elongation is not long like we did with the ba, dhamma, waw, sukoon, the mad tabi'i, or the natural mad, which was equivalent to 2 movements. The elongation is only equivalent to 1 movement. And basically, the fatha and the maftooha letter has its own 1 movement, and then the sakina waw or the sakina ya has its 1 movement. So the sakina waw or the sakina ya is elongated to 1 movement, and we will get into the detailed explanation of what is a sukoon in an upcoming lesson. We will get into details a lot more than, but just remember this: when a maftooha letter is followed by a waw sukoon or a ya sukoon, there is a slight bit of elongation at the end, and we will look into it in the upcoming slide. Now, a sukoon looks like this curly looking / hook looking diacritic on your screen right here that I'm pointing my mouse to. This is a sukoon. So we will get into this, what the details of the sukoon, what the meaning of the word sukoon are, etc. when we go into the sukoon lesson, and a lot more details are going to come in the sukoon lesson. But remember this is what the sukoon looks like. Okay, so I'm going to now give you some quick examples, and you're not going to get the full details of what the waaw sukoon and ya sukoon letters and how they're pronounced just by viewing this viewing this video, this lesson video. You're gonna need to watch the exercise video that I'm going to upload. So let's do it quickly, but let's do it for the following. In the first column on the right hand side, I have the waaw sukoon example. So we have a maftooha letter followed by a waaw sukoon, and then in the left column we have a maftooha letter followed by a ya sukoon. So the way that this is done is as follows. You say tha fatha waaw sukoon, thaw. Tha fatha waaw sukoon, thaw. So notice the tha fatha, if there was no waaw sukoon, you would say tha fatha, tha. But because of this waaw sukoon, you add an aw at the end. But it's a very short and quick aw. So you say tha fatha waaw sukoon, thaw. Tha fatha waaw sukoon, thaw. That aw sound at the end, that slight bit of o, that elongation is known as the leen elongation or the soft elongation. So tha fatha waaw sukoon, thaw. Next we have the example with the ya sukoon, which is tha fatha ya sukoon, thay. Tha fatha ya sukoon, thay. Thaw thay. Thaw thay. Thaw thay. One more time. Tha fatha waaw sukoon, thaw. Tha fatha ya sukoon, thay. Thaw thay. We'll go into a lot more details of the waaw sukoon and the ya sukoon, and a lot more examples in the qaida noorania lesson exercise that I'm going to upload as part of this lesson. But for this quick intro video, we will go about 4 additional ones. So again, this is dal maftooha or dal fatha, and then we have a waaw sukoon. So dal fatha waaw sukoon, daw. Then we have dal fatha and then a ya sukoon. So this is how we say it. Dal fatha ya sukoon, day. Daw day. Daw day. So remember this. Dal fatha would be just what? It would be da. Dal fatha would be just what? Da. But when we add the waaw sukoon after it, we have to add a aw sound equivalent to one movement. So we say dal fatha and then waaw sukoon, da, u, daw, daw. Dal fatha ya sukoon, da, e, day, day, daw day. Similarly, za fatha waaw sukoon, zaw. Za fatha ya sukoon, zay, zaw zay. Next we have ضاد فتحة واو سكون, ضو. ضاد فتحة يا سكون, ضي. ضو ضي. ضو ضي. Next we have جيم فتحة واو سكون, جو. جيم فتحة يا سكون, جي. جو جي. So we have ja and then an u, ja'u, jow, jow. Jim fatha is one movement, aw is the second movement. The aw elongation is equal to one movement. So jim fatha waaw sukoon, jow. Jim fatha ya sukoon, jay. Jawjay. So from top to bottom. Thawthay, Dawday, Zawzay, Dawday, Jawjay. Okay. In this slide, we're going to compare the ya sukoon and the wow sukoon when it's in mud format and then when it's in the leen format. So we will explain to you and we will pronounce for you the differences. So notice in the first, in the first row, whoops, let me go back. In the first row, we have tha fatha. We're starting from the right to left. Remember, Arabic is written right to left. Remembering, we're starting with tha fatha waw sukoon, thaw. But if this was tha dhamma waw sukoon, this is how you would say it. Tha dhamma waw sukoon, thu. This is thaw and this is thu. Thaw versus thu. Thaw, thu. Thaw, thu. So notice the fatha, we have to pronounce the fatha. Tha fatha is what? Tha. Tha fatha is tha. And then waw sukoon makes it tha'u or thaw. But the tha dhamma is already thu. Adding the waw sukoon gives it its second elongation or its second movement. So we say thu. So this is how we contrast it. Tha fatha waw sukoon thaw. Tha dhamma waw sukoon thu. Next we have tha fatha ya sukoon thay. So tha fatha is its first movement, and then we add an a to it. So we say tha'i, tha'i, or thay. Quickly, we combine them. We don't separate them like I did. I was just doing it for illustration purposes. This is thay, thay. But next we have a tha kasra. Tha kasra, and then a ya sukoon. Tha kasra, ya sukoon, thi. Tha kasra, ya sukoon, thi. So this is tha and then an e. So this is thay. And this is tha kasra. This is thi. And then an ya, which is e. So this is a double. So double movement or elongation equal to two movements. So this is thi. This is thay. And this is thi. So I will do it from right to left just for the first row. Tha fatha waw sukoon thaw. Tha dhamma waw sukoon thu. Tha fatha ya sukoon thay. Tha kasra ya sukoon thi. Notice in the first example they're both waw sukoon, but the first one is a fatha and waw sukoon. The second one is the dhamma and waw sukoon. So adding the dhamma and the waw sukoon is equal to two movements, but when it's a fatha waw sukoon, it's one movement and it's huroof-ul-leen. So I'm going to go slightly quicker for the next four examples. Za fatha waw sukoon zaw. This is the leen example. Za dhamma waw sukoon zu. So this is zaw and this is zu. Zaw and zu. Zaw and zu. Forgive me. I accidentally keep clicking the button. It keeps going to the next slide. Zaw and zu. Next we have za fatha ya sukoon zay. But this one is za kasra ya sukoon zi. This is zay and this is zi. Zay, zi. So let's start from right to left. ذا فتحة ياء سكون ذو. ذا ضمة واو سكون ذو. The first one was lean and the second one was mad. huroof-ul-leen. Next we have ذا فتحة ياء سكون زي. ذا كسرة ياء سكون ذي. So maftooha letter followed by a ya sukoon is lean. Maksura letter followed by a ya sukoon is mad. That is the difference. I hope you will remember it, and we will go into qaida noorania as part of the exercise of this video later on. Next we have ضاد فتحة واو سكون ضو. ضاد ضمة واو سكون ضو. This is ضو and this is ضو. ضو versus ضو. ضو versus ضو. When you have fatha, a maftooha letter, ضاد fatha, followed by a waw sukoon, this is lean. ضو, ba, and then an ba, ضو. But ضاد, ضمة waw sukoon is huroof-ul-leen. ضو, ضو, and ضو. So next we have ضاد فتحة يا سكون ضي. ضاد كسرة يا سكون ضي. Notice when we have the fatha and the ya, we say ضا'i or ضي, that's lean. When we say ضاد كسرة يا سكون ضي, we have to elongate it to two movements. ضي. So this is ضاد كسرة يا سكون ضي. So one more time. ضاد فتحة واو سكون ضو. ضاد ضمة واو سكون ضو. The first one was lean, the second one was huroof-ul-leen. ضاد فتحة يا سكون ضي. ضاد كسرة يا سكون ضي. The first one was lean, the second one was mad. The last one we're going to do with is with jim. I'm going to do it slightly faster now. جيم فتحة واو سكون جو. جيم ضمة واو سكون جو. So the purpose of this exercise is for you to contrast and hear the difference between the mad and the lean. This is jo and this is ju. First one is lean, the second one is mad. Next we have jim fatha ya sukoon j. But next we have the mad, which is jim kasra ya sukoon ji. So I hope that's starting to become clear. I hope you're starting to hear the difference between the sounds of the mud letters and the lean letters. Okay, next I'm going to give you some sample words, and I'm going to spell them out for you. Some sample words with huroof-ul-leen. The first row is with waw sukoon, and the second row is with ya sukoon. So this is how you would spell these words out. First we have ya fatha waw sukoon yaw. Mim kasratan min yawmin. Yawmin. One more time. Ya fatha waw sukoon yaw. Mim kasratan min yawmin. Yawmin. Now, you will, I believe it is the first and the last warm-up of every warm-up, which is I have you smile and then pout. Ooh. That smile and pout will help you pronounce this as well. So the ya fatha ya is done with a little bit of a smile, and then immediately waw sukoon is ya oo. You have to pout your lips to do the oo. So, but you have to do it quickly. You say ya fatha waw sukoon yaw. 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 Mim kasratan min yawmin. Next we have Sin fatha waw sukoon saw. Fa fatha fa sawfa. Next we have lam fatha waw sukoon law. Ha kasratan hin lawhin. Okay, that is it for our three waw sukoon examples with the maftooha letter followed by a waw sukoon. Next we have a maftooha letter followed by a ya sukoon. So we have ain fatha ya sukoon ay, noon fatha na ayna. That's our first example with ya sukoon ayna. Next we have kaf fatha ya sukoon kay, fa fatha fa kayfa. Next we have ضا فتحة يا سكون طي, را فتحتان رن طيرا. So I'll do these quickly one more time. يا فتحة واو سكون يو, ميم كسرتان من يوم, سين فتحة واو سكون سو, فا فتحة فا سوف, لام فتحة واو سكون لو, حا كسرتان حن لوح, عين فتحة يا سكون عي, نون فتحة نا عين, كاف فتحة يا سكون كي, فا فتحة فا كيف, طا فتحة يا سكون طي, را فتحتان رن طيرا. So those are some example words with huroof-ul-leen. I hope that's starting to become clear how we would pronounce them, and I will create a longer exercise video with lots of examples later on. Okay, exercises video. I want you to do the qaida noorania, which is qaida noorania lesson 8 exercise video, which is the leen page. Exercise 8 is actually huroof-ul-mad wal-leen. So there are two pages in that exercise. I want you to do the leen page of that one, and I want you to do this exercise with someone at your local masjid. I have been noticing that the self-test, which is actually designed, and they're designed to encourage you to seek someone out in your local masjid and to practice with them personally, those aren't actually being utilized much, which means that you guys, whoever is watching this video, are not actually actively consulting people in your local masjid for these exercises or for the purposes. Remember, and I will say it again, I've said it like 10 times before, I'll say it again, I don't think it can be emphasized enough. You can't learn these skills, these are motor skills, that by watching videos. You have to do these exercises, and you have to have someone hear you at your local masjid, and someone who knows how to pronounce the Quran. Have to have someone hear you so that they can tell you if you're pronouncing it right or wrong, if you're pronouncing it correctly or incorrectly. Just because you're hearing it and you're trying it, which is a good thing, that does not mean it is correct. I can't hear you over the video. You have to go consult someone who knows how, and you have to have them hear you and have them correct you. This is why qaida noorania lesson 8, I'm having you go actually do this exercise with someone. Another exercise that I'm going to assign to you, and I'm going to do it as an exercise video as well. I'm going to upload an exercise supplement for this lesson in which there's going to be lots and lots of examples. I would also encourage you to do that exercise supplement with someone at the masjid. But you can do that exercise supplement on your own. But remember, you want to do these exercises with someone if you haven't been doing your self-tests. If you haven't been doing your self-tests, these exercises must be done with someone who knows how. The reason is that without this, intervention of someone who knows how, you're gonna have a hard time, practicing these skills all alone in a room somewhere. Someone has to hear you, and someone has to correct you. It's just impossible for you to do this watching videos. Okay, these videos are supposed to be helpful, But again, can't do this alone. And finally, I want you to open the Quran and find huroof-ul-leen in the Quran. And that is, I will upload that as a part of an exercise video as well. So for the self-test, this is where you get to test your knowledge. And the self-test has 3 benefits for you. You will know what your current skill level is, but there is a great benefit that if you take your self-tests, if you have been taking your self-tests, you will get to know the people of the Quran. The people who recite the Quran, the people who have knowledge of the Quran, the people who implement the Quran in their lives, you will get to know the people of the Quran, you will get to befriend them. And that's a good thing. A lot of problems in your lives will be solved just by the fact that you are with good company, that you are with good people, that you're in good company, that you are with the people of the Quran. You're getting to know the people of the Quran. Just by being with them, I'm telling you, you will be less depressed. You will be more happy. Your outlook in life will increase, will become more positive. Trust me when I say, getting to know the people of the Quran is one of the great benefits of reciting the Quran to people. So the Quran has plenty of benefits, but one of them is when you learn the Quran and you teach the Quran, you start to get into the company of good people. So do the self-tests or do these exercises with someone in your local masjid. Those are the people you want to get to know, inshallah. And you can practice your exercises with the people that you do the self-tests with, and that's a good thing. That's another benefit for you. So don't ignore the self-tests. Every lesson that I've done so far, I have provided a self-test link below it, and that's going to be the same deal with this video as well. There is going to be a self-test link below. Okay, in conclusion, what have we learned today? We learned all about huroof-ul-leen, and in the next lesson we will cover mad mutasil and what that means. This is the second type of mad that we're going to cover. I think I said at the ending of the last video that I will do huroof-ul-leen and mad mutasil in the next video, but actually it's one after the other. I did huroof-ul-leen in the current video, and I'm going to do mad mutasil in the next video. So I hope this was beneficial to you. If you like this video, leave me a like below. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them below. If you would like additional videos just like this one, please go ahead and subscribe. I will continue to provide additional videos. And if you think this video was beneficial to you and it will be beneficial to your friends, family, or other Muslims, go ahead and share it. Jazakallah khair for watching. I will see you next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.